All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday, November 19th City Council regular meeting. I'm calling this to order, and I will have our city clerk start with our roll call.
Mayor Kaylee Clark.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Karen Howe.
Here, sorry.
Councilmember Pam Stewart.
Here.
Councilmember Amy Lamb.
Here.
Councilmember Sid Gupta.
Here.
Councilmember Kent Treen.
Present.
Councilmember Roisin O'Farrell.
Here.
Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Councilmember O'Farrell, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag
The
of the
flag
United States
of
of
the
America,
States of America,
to the
to the
republic,
republic
which
for which it
stands
stands,
one nation,
one nation,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
justice for all.
Right, thank you so much. Deputy Mayor Howe, can you do the land acknowledgement, please?
Our land acknowledgement is a statement we read to recognize Indigenous peoples who are the original stewards of the lands on which we are now live, work, and recreate. We are a proud partner of the Snoqualmie tribe, and we feel it's important to recognize the history, connection to tribes that have always had these lands. And therefore, this is the statement. We acknowledge that we are on the Indigenous land of Coast Salish peoples who reserved treaty rights to this land, specifically the Snoqualmie Indian tribe. We thank these caretakers of this land who have lived and continue to live here since time immemorial.
Great, thank you so much. Next, I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Great, thank you so much. We will start with public comment. Krista, I'm not sure if anyone is in the room. And if not, we can go to anyone who's been able to sign up or if anyone is online.
Okay, yes, there was no pre-registration required tonight because of the circumstances. So if you would like to comment, please raise your hand. If calling by phone, press *9, and you will speak in the order of who has raised their hands. We are going to have a creative stopwatch tonight. So here we go. You have 3 minutes to comment. If you are trying to comment, you'll get a notification that you're being promoted to a panelist, so please accept that.
Hello, City Council. Paul Stickney here. I often feel that I am in the dark, and literally tonight I am in the dark. The power's up. I got my little lantern up here and got my hotspot so I can chime in. Anyway, I wanted to call tonight and repeat some things and provide a few things new about the comprehensive plan. A couple of months ago, I came and gave everybody a bottle of organic ketchup and a quote from Nelson Mandela. And the quote from him was, "It's never too late to do the right thing." And I want to assert that Chi housing is the right thing for added Chi. Chi is citywide housing. balance, I'll spit out the B. We have not a plan for that in this comp plan cycle and have not in the past. And the cool thing is, this isn't a manufactured need. It's a real need because of how we got to where we are over time. And I understand the pushback on growth from King County. I understand how much was put here in the 80s and 90s. I understand wanting to have character in the neighborhoods and how development regulations 1 and 2 actually created the types of lots that Sammamish had sort of pre-incorporation that people like, and it lowered the capacity of future single-family housing by about a third. But what I don't understand is the reluctance to have a serious discussion about meeting authentic housing needs within the community. On our growth target, I agree completely at keeping it low because that's regional growth. That's expanding our circle. I'm talking about filling our circle in. And from all the research I've done and have a lot of support on this, our needs are about 10 times what the affordable housing needs are. But here's something cool. The 8,000 units I'm talking about, and I don't mean to scare the crap out of anybody, but it's the 2,000 affordable, 5,000 added market rate, and 1,000 existing in town center. How do they compare to not having 2,000 houses that we've already eliminated through our, development regs? Here's a few key things on how that compares. Traffic equal, no more. Students, 40% less. Acreage, 150 acres consumed instead of 350, and stormwater under half. There's a whole lot more, but that's all I have time for. I sent in some supplemental data. Appreciate the chance to speak. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilmember Lamb is trying to rejoin us. So
Okay. Mr. Ruiz, you are the next commenter.
you're muted, sir. All right, go ahead and try now.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
Roberto Ruiz, resident since 2013, and the vice chair of the Parks and Recreation Commission. The Parks and Recreation Commission was very clear last week about how we unanimously oppose your decision to transfer all of the funds from the Parks Land Acquisition Fund to the general fund to acquire a 3/4 acre lot and build a town square. In your budget presentation, we also heard about revenues being lower than expenditures and how the city of Sammamish has been subsidizing expenditures with reserves and will run negative numbers in the next 3 to 4 years, most likely requiring, in my opinion, some drastic unpopular action on your part. During discussion, some city councilors mentioned that they had never heard of the cost numbers to purchase and develop the property and cautioned not to put too much credence on them. Well, Dr. Hank Klein will be telling you where these numbers came from and the fact that they weren't picked out of the air. However, the main point is not whether these numbers are right or wrong. The main point is that you are taking money away from Parks and Recreation, which will severely impact the Commission's mission and objectives and the will of the citizens of Sammamish. Furthermore, and also troublesome, you are pursuing the land acquisition and development of the town square, but it is unclear where the money will come from because, as we heard from your budget presentation, there are no funds to do that. The Parks and Recreation Commission, along with city staff, go through an extensive and comprehensive planning process to pursue projects. This process encompasses seeking community feedback, prioritizing, project selection, budget, design, and development. This process requires much time and effort. Your decision to develop a town square popped out of nowhere, skipping any planning process. Has anybody addressed where the people will park, how the extra traffic will be handled, access from 228th Avenue Southeast by foot, ADA requirements, etc.? I bet not. And just as importantly, the only people
Okay, it appears as though the meeting stopped in City Hall, so let's give it 1 second here and see if Krista logs back in.
Okay.
Yeah, so Krista just told me that the power went out at City Hall, but it's coming back on. So give it
Yeah.
a minute and we'll get the main part of the meeting back up and running.
Okay.
Would it
Sounds
be
good.
better for people to use their phones to call in and not try to do a Zoom, or is it okay to try?
Yeah, I
Who
mean,
knows?
6 of one, half dozen of the other, probably.
Okay, okay.
Okay, really, we should just move this meeting, Scott. Someone needs to make a motion, or the mayor makes a decision, city manager. Let's just move this thing to another night. This has gone on too far enough to know that this is not gonna work. I mean, it seems
Seems like you're making that motion,
people
Councilmember.
are more concerned. What was that?
It seems like you're making that motion, but I don't know that we have our quorum at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I would make the motion, Carrie, but my power just went out too, and it's like it's not going to get better. I mean,
My power's already out. Hence,
yeah,
I'm being lighted by 2 iPhones right now.
Mine is too. This is me with my video on right now.
Oh,
Oh, I wondered why you went into our Councilmember Gupta.
yeah. I have 2 iPhones on, just kind of like.
yeah.
I see 5, you have a quorum.
I do, yeah, I see that now, but I was hoping we could just hang for a moment, see if we can rejoin with Krista, Councilmember Stewart at City Hall, and we've also seemingly lost Mayor Clark. I don't see Mayor Clark. Do you?
Nope.
No, I think
No.
Mayor Clark dropped out. That was Councilmember Stewart at City Hall. When the power went out, it turned off Krista's desktop, and so she's trying to get that booted back up and running to be able to log back into the meeting from there.
Yeah,
So
she wants to be
so-
let back in. So is there some way to let her back in? She's
Yeah, I
literally
can do
here.
that. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on 1 sec.
God, I guess I'm glad I decided not to go to City Hall after all.
Yeah.
Who are we
you
trying
never know, Carrie. You
It
never
was
know.
a gamble either way. I mean,
Yep.
I do believe you were the one earlier this afternoon who was like, I don't see any wind out here.
well, that was
Hey,
the
who
calm
needs-
before the storm, the proverbial calm before the
Absolutely.
Sid is going to start making shadow puppets.
storm.
So
Karen, who needs back in?
Kaylee,
Krista and Mayor
Okay,
Clark.
okay. Got it. Okay.
and Rich, if City Hall is,
Here she comes.
there's Kaylee.
Yeah, City Hall should be able to get directly back in because they're a host.
Okay.
I'll watch out for it.
All right. Oh, she's got the lantern out. Oh, there's a professional. So I know, I apologize. I had to jump off to answer the phone really quickly. I know you had a conversation a little bit. I think council, this is the opportunity for us to try to decide if this is functionally, if we're able to move this forward, or if we need to make a pivot. That is collectively your call to make, as it is your meeting.
Could we reschedule to next Tuesday?
Presumably, yes. I think that is a question for all of you as well, if that works. I don't know if folks have plans or other things.
I would be okay with that.
Same.
I have a feeling we're going to be cutting in and out and in and out.
How about, could we reschedule for tomorrow or Thursday? I don't know who's available. I think there's like a lot of important topics next week as well.
Councilmember Lamb, we don't have a scheduled meeting next week.
Right.
It is
You're right. I thought this was like December. Oh my gosh.
She's so on board.
It's so hard to keep track.
Next week is fine.
Yeah.
all right. So do we have a consensus about next week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Okay, because we've got over half of the group who are in the dark, literally.
Yes, I've got my battery operated candle.
Sid, you kind of appear like a ghost, so it's kind of spooky.
Well, I've managed to keep it a secret for a year.
It's adding to your mystique.
All right, we have lots of folks that have lost power collectively in the region.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's quite a racket going inside, let me tell you.
Hang on, Councilor Stewart's calling. Hold on, please.
Hold, please.
London calling.
Hey, Pen. Chat. Discussion. No. Okay.
Kaylee said she's kicked out again.
Yeah.
Okay, so Councilmember Stewart just called because apparently City Hall is having a problem getting in. They have it's Thanksgiving next week. They have family in town and they're hosting. So she is
Reluctant?
she is what's that?
Reluctant or
yes. Yeah.
okay.
So
I'm flexible. You guys pick a date. I'll show up.
I can do next Tuesday.
Yeah, it's fine.
well, I think Councilmember Stewart was sharing that she is not would prefer not to be available next Tuesday because they have family in town for Thanksgiving.
Right.
Because it's Thanksgiving week. So I'm just relaying the message. Again, collectively, you all have to decide what works for you. I think we can hopefully, Councilmember Stewart says she can do this week. They can hear us. They just can't, apparently aren't able to jump back on.
Just
Carrie?
point of order. I think that Councilmember Treen made the motion to reschedule this meeting and it needs a second and then we can have our discussion and then council can vote.
Okay.
Is there a
Second.
second?
Mhm.
Okay, so for the minutes, Councilmember Treen made the motion to reschedule this meeting. Councilmember O'Farrell seconded, and now council's discussing when to reschedule to.
Thank you, Carrie.
So Thursday or Tuesday would work for me.
Of next week. What about this week?
Yeah, Thursday this week.
Thursday this
Thursday
week?
this week or Tuesday next week.
I could do Thursday this.
Councilmember Stewart is texting me. She's saying Thursday this week works for her as well.
It does
I could
not
do
work for
Tuesday-
me.
Okay. I
I
could
can
do
only do
Thursday
next
or
Tuesday.
okay. I can do Tuesday next week for sure.
Or Monday next week.
Thursday or Thursday.
I can do Monday next week also.
I can do any of those, Thursday, Monday, or Tuesday.
Okay, Councilmember Stewart is also saying tomorrow night, potentially.
I can do tomorrow night too.
I cannot do any nights this week. I can do Monday or Tuesday next week.
Okay. All right, so that's really our choices, Monday or Tuesday of next week.
Yep. So who do you want, Pam or me? You guys can choose.
Want you both. How about the 25th?
We just lost half of the crew. What just happened?
Yeah. So
Is it possible to take the discussion, like, do we need to decide on a date to satisfy the motion? Is it possible to organize the date offline, like via email, in case we lose connection with everybody?
I was gonna say no, someone will scream. I think we just need to wait and see if Carrie can come back.
Okay.
We'll be
I-
colluding at that point. Come on now.
I think, Roisin, I think it gets a little more challenging as well. Trying to track everybody down.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Karen is saying she can do Thursday, but the mayor can't do Thursday.
What about 25?
That is, Monday, the 25th. I think, well, yeah.
So, I just joined on my laptop.
So there we go.
Here, Councilmember Stewart.
Turn off your audio, Krista.
Well, how do we get her to be heard?
No, you need to.
Okay. Okay.
Councilmember Lamb said she got kicked off. She can do tomorrow, Thursday, or Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, so Monday's a possibility. Okay.
Yep, that works.
Krista, can you ask Councilmember Stewart, can she make Monday work?
So I'm gonna.
It was Monday. We're gonna have an echo, but let's just.
We can't seem to avoid the echo. If we do next week, could we pare down the agenda at all? So it would be a shorter meeting?
Okay. I think this might be better now. Let me turn that off.
Yeah, that's better, Krista.
can you do Monday?
Okay,
Councilmember
now you can
Stewart?
hear us, I hope. Maybe.
So
Yeah, we
Monday.
can hear you now, Krista.
Okay.
If I may,
So-
sorry, I know we're all just sort of speaking, but if we did next week, could we pare down the agenda at all to make it a shorter meeting since it is Thanksgiving week?
Well, there's a couple of pieces that we really need to get out of the way next week, or whenever we get to this meeting. And one is the TMP, because we have a timeline to meet for the TMP for the public hearing as it stands. It's probably pushing that out either way. And we have to adopt the TMP in order to be able to adopt the comp plan by the end of the year. So just, that's an FYI piece. Rachel is suggesting, what if we start earlier? I don't know if that's an option for folks. Maybe we
Yeah.
can start the meeting earlier and be done earlier.
Adopting the
and-
levy ordinance is also time sensitive. That has to be done by November 30th.
Yeah, so we have to for sure adopt the levy ordinance as well. So I think from the perspective of the agenda for the meeting, these pieces are pretty time sensitive overall.
Yeah.
But
So starting early might be a good idea on the 25th. If we did like 5 or 5:30, would that work for everybody?
I can make it work.
Yeah.
we
I
can make
can
it work
do
from the
Yes.
5:30.
Okay, 5:30.
And then I think, because all we have, I guess, is like consent, proclamation, the Chamber of Commerce presentation. I don't know if we can cut any of the, like, I don't know how long that would take. And then the 3 public hearings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can, I can talk to Julie with the chamber. We can see, I think it's going to be a pretty short team all in all. I think the biggest conversation piece will be the final budget deliberations, and that really is reflective of how much you all want to spend on that. So I think from the perspective of the agenda itself, I think we can get through it relatively quickly.
Okay. So if we do 5:30 on the 25th?
Is that Monday?
Yeah.
That is Monday.
If we could cut, I mean, I don't want to cut the chamber out, but honestly, like the
We-
shorter we can make it, the better.
Right.
We can ask Julie. The reason we had Julie coming from the chamber on this meeting is we're doing the small business proclamation as well. And so it ties in well, but we can push that and have her come to a different meeting. I think that's okay.
Very good.
Okay, so motion on the floor is to move this meeting. So I think 5:30 Monday, the 25th works for everyone before we vote. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, so Councilmember Lamb did say that she can make it, so I can just do 5-1 though, because we have a quorum. I mean, just for voting purposes, if that works for you, Carrie.
It does, so 5-1 with one abstention, just because she's not on the call anymore, Councilmember Lamb. That's
Yes.
fine. And then we'll have to obviously publicly note it as a special meeting because it's not your regular meeting night, which is fine because we're giving well more than 24 hours notice under the OPMA. So that's all good. I will have a substitute
No.
sitting in for me because I have another council meeting next Monday.
You're so
Apologies.
popular.
But no, you'll be in great hands. So one of my colleagues will
We'll take
provide
it.
coverage.
I'm sure
All
we'll
right.
be, I'm sure it'll be great.
Yeah, Emily or Robert, is it? Yeah.
Emily Romanenko, most
Or
likely.
Robert, is Robert the
Yeah.
other one?
Andrew Selming.
And yeah, I don't know. Same thing. Okay,
We're
clearly.
interchangeable.
Yeah. Okay, so then I guess I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All right, moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Great. Good night, everyone.
Great.
Take care of
Be safe,
yourselves.
Thank you for your
everyone.
patience, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.
Everyone, take care.